Thank you very much. Some of you that know me in the audience will know that I'm probably more familiar with a now file than a KES file. And therefore, the way that this presentation is going to work is that I will be doing the talking, and then you'll give me a nice round of applause at the end of it. And then after that, any difficult questions you have, actually any questions that you have, you will ask to my colleagues, Adrian and Juha, and they'll be able to answer them. So first of all, just a little bit of background about Infocorp. As Jerome says, we specialize in data collection, analysis, and also data delivery. And having one piece of software that meets our need for end-to-end, from data collection through to delivery of data, is vital in being able to provide the cost-effective quality service to our clients. And our history and our culture really determined that we needed an integrated piece of software when we were looking some 7 years ago. And so we chose Askia, and we use it throughout our operation. I think we were one of the earlier adopters of Askia in the UK, and as Jerome has already alluded to, we got quite involved in influencing its development. So I guess if you don't like it, you can blame us as well. Askia and the relationship that we have them provides an excellent base for delivering the services that we have, and in particular the open architecture has already been mentioned this morning. We've used the Askia software development kit, the SDK, to write a number of applications to help us in our work. So previously we've developed a coding module, an export Askia's data to SPSS's DR format, response rate reporting, and also Flash-based web surveys. Today I'm going to be talking to you and showing you a little bit about the work that we've done to provide Flash-based information portals and data online. So first of all, why did we put ourselves through the ringer and take this development on? Well, firstly, our clients are really demanding it increasingly. They want online data delivery, and they want it with greater sophistication and quality. So it was something that we felt we had to respond to. Secondly, independent research confirms this. Tim is going to be speaking to you this afternoon about the Global Park Survey, and I'm sure some of the statistics he'll mention there confirm that our clients are not alone in wanting this type of delivery. Thirdly, we believe it can widen our client base. It will give us much more that we can offer clients, so both our existing clients, their clients, and other people that we don't currently work with. Askia's SDK allows us to access our data and to easily integrate that data to whatever. Portals and extranets have been used widely throughout global industries for some time, and market research is clearly beginning to catch up. We've developed our portals to give our customers and their clients access to their data, which is user-friendly, secure, access controlled by login and password, with a single point of access that is dynamic and good-looking. We've called our data delivery system Ruby. It's a valuable addition to our portfolio of services, and in case you haven't already guessed it, we quite like the color red. Ruby can be quickly and uniquely customized in a number of ways, most obviously client branding, logos, style, contents, etc., but most importantly, content. It's the entry point to client areas and web applications such as dashboards, analysis tools, project management, and user account management. Each client web area can have a common look and feel, and the access control, that's the password and the login, determines what the users see and also what is available to them. We've designed it so that all of this can be set up using a simple and easy-to-use management tool by non-programmers. Here's the technical bit for those of you who like to know how things work. The portal system has been designed as a three-tiered solution. So we have the client side, the web services in the middle, and then the data storage. The Flash client displays data on the user screens, and the web services in the middle listen for those requests, relay the request to the storage systems, collect the data, package it, and return it to the client side. The data services manages access to the Askia datasets, and the portal service manages access control and setup of the user experience. Your mother told you about the importance of SOAP when you were younger, no doubt. Each Flash application requests information and receives it using SOAP, which is a simple object access protocol, a protocol specification for exchanging structured information in the implementation of web services. Essentially, SOAP ensures that no one can access the stored data directly, which is most important. If you do want to understand more about the detail, then if you speak to my colleague Yuha over lunch, he will be only too pleased to explain it all to you. We've developed 3 Flash applications using Adobe Flex SDK. Firstly, the portal, and then within that, the dashboard or pod system, and then an analysis tool which we've called Insight, which allows simple data interrogation. Both the dashboard and Insight can access and display data in real time in any browser. So what I'd like to do now is just actually show you what Ruby looks like. So first of all, he's selected a browser, I hope, yes? And we're being prompted to enter our login details, so that's our email address and our password. What this does is, as I mentioned before, it controls what the user sees. So what this enables us to do is to segregate data and also the applications that we show based on that login. So now you're looking at a typical example of a portal, and this is showing a default job for that user. Typically, you would have some text and key indicators across, say, the top thirds of the screen, but you'll notice that there's no ability there to interrogate the data. So we're just simply displaying some top-line information. The carousel of available jobs is in the red section. Very nice. And across the bottom, we've got various applications that we've made available to this user. To select a job, you simply go through the carousel and select the job that you want. And click on it. And first of all, we're going to take a look at the dashboard itself. Okay, so as the dashboard opens, you can see that there are predefined pods displayed. And what we've done is we've organized the data into tabs across the top there to show groups of common questions together. So within the pods themselves, there are a number of things that we can do. So for example, we have filters. I'm just going to go left to right. You can filter the information that's displayed on a number of predefined filters. So these are questions that have been set up to take a look at a subset of data. So you click on the filter tab, select the question that you want to filter by, and then you'll see the results. There's a number of ways that you can display the data. So you've got a little display tab in the middle there, and if you open that, you'll see there are a number of options. So Adrian, if you could just flip through those for us. We've got line charts, pie charts, and even a data table. So it's very easy to change, very, very quickly to change the view of how the data is displayed. We also have a drill down facility as well that allows you to look into the data in a little more detail. So if we could have a look perhaps at one of the fields there. So if you go into drill down, I believe we've got gender. We can select that. And then say, for example, we want to look at more detail in one of those lines, say London and Greater London. We just click on the bar there, and it shows us the data for gender for that region. If we want to return the pod to its original state, we simply click anywhere else on the white space and it returns it to normal. We're getting there, fantastic. We can also change the layout of the screen if we wish by minimizing pods. and maximizing them. Or if we simply don't like the order, we can just flip them around within the screen to find an order that we prefer. One of the other views of data that our clients quite like, particularly for verbatim data or coded data, is to see that presented as a word cloud. So I think if we look under the Diagnostics tab, we have an example of that. Yeah. We also have tools that allow us to print or export to Excel or PowerPoint, for example. I don't know if you can see those on the screen. So Adrian, I think, is clicking on Excel and exporting that data now to Excel for you. And you'll see it's really just quite simple to do that, to put the data into those other applications. One of the other things about Ruby that we have done is we do a lot of tracking analysis, and therefore we have a lot of wave data that we have to sort out. In this particular survey, there are actually 24 waves of data. And when Ruby loads them, it loads all waves by default. But obviously you may not want to look at all waves of data together, and there's a way to change that. So at the top left-hand corner of the screen, we've been looking at the measure view. We can change that to the wave view of data. And this then allows us to look at data over time. What you can do here is select the waves of data that you want to include in your analysis just by clicking on them. He's ahead, and then clicking on Process Data. You'll see that the graphs have immediately changed to show a time series, so we've got the data over time now as opposed to all together. If you go back to that top window, there's one other thing that I want to show you, which is you can create your own pods. So remember that I said we've organized the data by tabs. You may actually want to look side by side at information from different tabs, and you can do that by just building your own pods. There you go. It's as easy as that to look at your data. So we think it's a very useful tool for looking very, very quickly at data, particularly in a visual way. It gives you a really fast view of what's happening with your data and then moving it around to other simple applications. One of the other tools that we have developed is Insight. So you need to go, if you go back to the Ruby portal for me and select Insight. This is a tool that we created to give users really access to the data, particularly in real time. So while a project is still in field, they want to see how it's going. They want to look at response rates, or perhaps whilst they're waiting for information to be coded, breaks to be set up, they want to get ahead and start looking at their data. And Insight enables them to do that. So for all you real Askia users out there, this will of course look very familiar. We have a tree structure down the left-hand side of the screen, and to get a count of one of the variables, we simply click on it, and then we see the count and the percentages. Just like that. We can also create tables very easily. We drag a question over to the rows and another to the columns, click results, and we have a table. So very, very easy to use. We can also apply filters. We can apply weighting if it is set up as well, suppress blank rows and columns, etc., and obviously move to other applications. But essentially, it's a very simple piece of software, but gives users very, very fast access to the data, and particularly at a time when they want it, when it's in field, or field has just finished, and they don't have to wait, so immediate access to that data. You'll see that in this dashboard, we've got 3 other place cards at the bottom of the screen there, project materials. This is a place where the user can store, where we preload all of the project materials. So it can be any information at all, the questionnaires, the reports, the statistics, whatever we want, so that the user can easily and quickly find them all in one place. We have provided Askia Vista on this portal here, but I'm not going to take you through that. The project management tool is simply to manage the account, etc. So that is a very brief overview of the Ruby portal and data delivery. We're also working on our next version. Things that we're looking at is enhancing the management tool to allow clients to upload their own data and also to design their own portal, new and additional chart types and options, and I think most importantly, PowerPoint export integrating with client templates and themes. I hope you've enjoyed the presentation. Thank you very much.